So let's dive into, the whole fan account conspiracy that kind of follows this couple. So there's a lot to be said about this right here, as far as being evidence as to why this couple would be using, kind of fan accounts to make hype, to drum up.
Okay, so I am just going to go into a little bit about the conspiracy around why a celebrity would be using, fan accounts, staging a fan account. That's 92,000 people that are tuning into what is going on with, this music artist, this model. That is 92,000 people that are being exposed to what these two people are doing. So it's not ridiculous as a celebrity to be, honestly kind of forging accounts to be creating some sort of a conversation where you are the topic of it. So I understand why someone would be doing that, and honestly, it's not that embarrassing, so I'm not coming for you. That's 92,000 people. That's 14.6 million people that saw your face at one point or another. So it's not really that out of the question for celebrities to be doing that. So I'm just kind of going to go into a couple of the posts that I was seeing. The first thing I want to point out about the potential issue here is this. So this creates an account that ultimately is not going to come up from a search. It remains hidden with this type of name. And I've noticed with, just by kind of going into this whole rabbit hole, that a lot of the fan accounts do have this type of name here. So that means that it won't come up as a search. You would have to absolutely type this in word for word for it to come up, and even then it might not. So that's just been a common theme that I'm finding with these fan accounts that are associated with these two, that are these Team Jaylee type of posts and really sensationalizing these two people. They do seem to have this type of untraceable name here. So I kind of wanted to go into just a couple of the nature of these posts. They're definitely very much dedicated to creating the, ultimately, in my opinion, just from this very short amount of time that I've gone into this, kind of looking into these people's posts and kind of going into their celebrity, these fan accounts definitely perpetuate the, the family-oriented, something that very obviously Haley is trying to convey during the time where she's being called basically a stalker, having kind of manufactured their relationship in a certain, or their connection, I should say, in a certain way. So these fan accounts definitely are perpetuating this whole, trying to show this vision, to their followers, or just to people in general. So this account in particular definitely showed up, more recent, very recent type of, I don't want to go as far as to say like trying to prove that everything's okay, but this account has definitely kind of gone, it seems like some of these accounts that I would say could be being run by, the very people that they're fanning over, you know what I mean? Like they do seem to be very much trying to prove something, more so than just a fan, at the very last, at the end, and not even once mention the drama around Selena Gomez, and not even mention that really what was going on when this was posted was when I started to hear about all this. So it's not like, I'm not even a fan. I like his music. I would not consider myself a fan. So even I'm hearing about these people at this time, and this went viral because it was after he posted a picture, and I'll try and put the picture there, saying like when girls get engaged, and it's of Smeagol from Lord of the Rings holding the ring. He finally gets the ring. That definitely was cyberbullying on his part, and none of those moments posted about by these fan accounts. They very much gloss over what's happening with Selena Gomez in the news, and again, they all seem to perpetuate this perfect family life, and so I understand why people would, I don't know. First off, this is she wearing a shirt with herself on the, like, I'm not the child of a millionaire, famous celebrity actor. I really don't. I don't know what would provoke someone to ever wear a shirt with their own face on it, but okay. Just side note there. So I also noticed just honestly how personal a lot of the pictures between these two are that are being posted on these fan accounts. I'm not saying that they couldn't have found them through various means, and maybe there is a complete digital background of where the pictures were found, but as someone who's searching for stuff like for this video, I just am only seeing these pictures that are super personal coming from these accounts that seem to have, very low ability to actually be traced. They go out to the people that like, and, TikTok's a great way to be able to expose, a product, a celebrity, whatever you're trying to get exposure for. It's a great way to get that, and you can, if you have the money, you can pay for these posts to be promoted, and you can rack up the followers pretty easy by, kind of staging, and that's just based off of my observation of potentially why this, because there's been talk that she does run these fan accounts. Like there's actually been a lot of talk about this connection between her and the fan accounts that, are like this. So I wanted to kind of search for those, and I'm just not really seeing where any of these photos could be. I mean, obviously, other than the paparazzi pics, I'm just not seeing where these pictures are coming from. Like they do seem to be coming from literally the source. And again, that's no shame on you. Like, I would feel like right here. I don't know if this picture went viral. I've never seen this picture before. I am these people's age, so I really have seen just about all of this stuff from the beginning with Selena Gomez to now. Like, I've seen every cringy photo of these people that possibly could have ever gone viral. And I just never have seen any of these pictures, you know. So that's my only thing to kind of substantiate maybe, you know, why people have made the connection to, you know, and it's her and him. Okay, that's the first thing I'd like to say, just as I'm getting candid on here. These are two consenting adults. Okay. Yes, they clearly met very young. And when you're dealing with someone that is kind of like a clingy personality, like very clearly this person suffers from, or did, you know, to be young, guys, you know, during a time that most people would know, like, you're putting yourself in as the rebound. It doesn't matter if he marries you, it doesn't matter. If you are going to be getting with someone after a very serious relationship, you are putting yourself in as the rebound. That's it. You will always be the rebound because you did not have the maybe maturity, the emotional maturity to say to that person, you know, I want to be with you, but I want to see you want to be with me when you sort through all the mess of this last breakup. You know, that's kind of how you are supposed to go about being with someone that's actively having emotions for somebody else, really. You're supposed to not, you know, you really don't want to be there who they run to. That's all I'm going to say. Like, always tell that person, even if they're running to you with a jetpack on after their last relationship, they just broke up with their ex. It doesn't matter. You should always look at them and tell them, you know, I want you to sort through these emotions, and when you feel better about yourself, I want you to know that picking me is what you want to do after all of that emotional mess. So she's definitely not made herself into this person that people are envying, or, you know, like even here, it's a screenshot again from her own post. Okay, so that cleared that up, Justin's story. So he took this as a screenshot and posted it. So, like, here's one as well. You know, I mean, if this is someone posting for themselves, I don't know. Because sadly, like, you can post clips of yourself all you want, but, like right here, that's flash, by the way. They need to make flashing paparazzi illegal, in my opinion. Just after watching a couple of these clips, it's like, you know, people do have seizures because of flash photography and flashing lights in movies, and they put them in kids' movies now. They put them in movies that are literally supposed to be set in the 1800s. All of a sudden, there's an orb of flashing light, and it makes me just really angry because there is supposed to be some sort of realization that you can literally cause someone to have a seizure, whether they've ever had one or not. Like, all that flash photography should be illegal. That's all I'm saying. Okay, so how are Justin and Haley married for 7 years, have a whole child together? Like, that sentence right there tells me, right? Like, that is some aggression behind whoever is typing that out. Have a whole child together. Do nothing but mind their damn business. And still, people have something to say about them. And then it gets to a point. So, yeah. Funny, because so many of these posts, as I've been going through, are accusing people of copying her. So that would be really cringy if she was behind this. But if we're looking at what ultimately is being said about her, it would not be out of character. But these are completely all hearsay. Like, I have zero idea, but, like, you know, people are saying that these accounts are being run by her or her team. Again, a team, it doesn't matter. Like, if you're running your own fan page, it really doesn't matter if you have a team behind you or not. Like, the source is not an authentic source. So that would be really cringy, but that's also a very narcissistic comment to be making, first off. But it's also very much this aggression, like, oh, you all hate her, but you're all copying her at the same time. And sadly for Haley Bieber, I don't think she's ever made a trend ever once, because sadly for her, this whole connection between, basically getting between a love story that so many people are following, pins her as someone that really no one wants to be copying. So don't think that this is about me, Haley Bieber, and single. This is not about this hitting between two women, pushing between two women. It's about the vile, disgusting hatred that can come from completely made up and twisted and perpetuated narratives that can be really dangerous. And I think that it's an opportunity for bringing people together and not being okay with the kind of division that costs. Because I'm not okay with the kind of division that costs. I don't like this whole idea of team this person. It's not about that. I want to be able to bring people together, and I think that was a really important moment for people to see that you can do that, and you can bring people together. It doesn't have to be about this divisive nurture. It's such a frustrating old narrative. Like, I hate it. I've hated it since the beginning, and I think that kind of goes back to a little bit of just being misunderstood. And it's like, time and time again, I don't know why I keep having to say that there is no truth, there's no problem. It's so disappointing that people still behave this way because over that. It's what we're unfortunate. There's a line going on between you.
You know, like this is coming from, you know, whether or not it's coming from her specifically, this is coming from a person who really does feel like, you know, that's a very serious complex here regarding all of this going on, because when people are always saying, you're copying me, oh, hot people love this person, like, to me, in my opinion, that is trying to sell what you're selling to hot people. Hot people love Hailey Bieber, like, right there. You know, like, I don't know. And this one has been used a lot, where it's using their child. I got these pictures from this fan account online. So, you know, have sympathy for celebrities, because there is more invitation towards their privacy than really is socially acceptable. And here I am bashing this girl's outfit. I wasn't there, you guys. I wasn't even invited. I did not get my invite in the mail. So in person, I didn't get to look at this outfit and say, and let her know that basically that every last characteristic of this outfit is something that men spend thousands of dollars to avoid. The oversized shoulder pads, the very long pant leg, all of this is a businessman's nightmare. There's nothing fashionable about this outfit here. But I was not invited. I only found this picture on the internet, and there is a certain aspect of the internet being a cesspool. So please realize that these are human beings that have the right to not even tell you anything about what's going on with them. So with that, let's get back into it. Okay, so it looks like this is from a party. So we've had the video around Kendall Jenner being involved in our lives. So it looks like, honestly, people that have been friends for a long time. And there's Kylie Jenner. Here you go.
We're a happy married family.
I love it.
Would you have real quick question, did you see this coming?
See what coming? You too? Honestly, no. I was super I didn't know. Like, I think I hoped.
Yeah.
It's like, obviously Hales is my lady and my best friend, and I wanted it so bad for both of you.
Yes, too. We're a happy married family.
So they're all very complimentary towards her, and I would not be surprised. That's all I'm going to say. I would not be surprised for this person to be in this situation where they're saying, hey, like, obviously this whole video is around my Instagram account that I just randomly found, and kind of was wondering if that added to any of the claims that have been, in my opinion, not substantiated at all. But you know, if you started out, you know, they met young, but you start getting these accusations of and evidence presented that you have actively gone kind of overboard on keeping and getting this person into a relationship with you. I would probably, again, that Instagram account, the Bieber Supremacy.
called it, Supremacy, which again incites what they're trying to incite while also making it very untraceable. If you're going to type in the Bieber Supremacy, you're not going to find that account, period. So the lack of attempting to actually get these accounts to be visible and found is there. There is a lack of translucency in actually finding these accounts. Their purpose, if that was to be the case, is to be able to push video, push pictures out to the public, and to be doing it in a way that seems unattached. These are all very complimentary of her. I mean, even that picture, guys. If she is posting these things about herself, that would be the purpose, is to basically to be marketing them to you. That's it. It's not that offensive, it's not that out of the ordinary, especially for celebrities, like, but so right here. So this caption says, Justin is about to drop a new album. I feel it coming. JB7 is coming. Not have a traceable name. Like, very much so. Possibly, yeah, I mean, I think we saw from the whole people kind of trying to trace her back to being kind of like a stalker of Selena Gomez's, where we are seeing people saying that she is actively messaging other people. I don't know if these were fan accounts. I don't, to me, I think they said that they were accounts that were on social media that like kept tabs on celebrities. So these screenshots showed her basically messaging them and saying, we're going to drive by or something like that. Or she was basically checking in on. And I'll put that, as a screenshot there just so that you can see that, what I'm saying right now might not be the exact verbiage used. So, yeah, I mean, it's not like this person doesn't know how to use these accounts to, in one way or another, garner something. Drew. So if you remember about the Instagram account from the Bieber Supremacy, you are seeing multiple of these accounts getting tagged. So these people are being tagged in these accounts, just actively. They could be being used as a marketing tactic here. And again, I have no shame. People need to realize that the world has gone a lot smaller, and the type of glorification of celebrities ultimately has completely changed. And so the glorification of businesses, the glorification of products, it just has completely changed. You have to be a participant in the consumption that people are selling you. You have to decide that for yourself. It does not. It's not the reviews anymore. That just does not happen nearly as much as it used to happen. We used to be able to see people actively going in mass amounts of numbers, a mass amount of people going and buying the exact same thing because of a successful marketing strategy. Just completely programmed by that marketing ad to go and buy whatever it was that they were selling. That's just not it anymore. Ads do not get shown. Ads do not get consumed in the same way as they used to. So people, artists, they do have to put themselves out there in this way. This seems like, honestly, and this is the thing that I would say for Hailey Bieber, if this is someone who has literally this, this is the exact same thing that you're trying to say is like, something that you should not be like ashamed of doing. This is basically what your message has been to the people that have said like you kind of swindled Justin Bieber from his girlfriend that they were having troubles with. So why should people not shame you kind of perspective that those people have? I have absolutely nothing against this. You can absolutely be a fan of someone through their entire career because, you were of the age group that basically was what made him famous. The only reason Justin Bieber is famous is because of the young women that actually listen to his music. And, even to this day, I don't know many men that listen to Justin Bieber. And so you were a part of the fan groups that made him famous. And that's really not something to be ashamed of. Here we are talking about wearing a t-shirt for your company, just kind of openly having to sell yourself because, you don't really become like a millionaire or a billionaire any other way. It doesn't matter if you're going to end up as a millionaire or a billionaire, but you absolutely have to be showing your company like basically every day because people don't fucking respect you any other way. Like in order for them to even consider, you're sitting in front of a camera, and that's what I'm saying. People do not care these days about the raves. In fact, people would rather not take part in the rave, pat themselves on the back for doing so, and they would rather, not be giving random people money. I think is ultimately where it comes from because for a very long time, trends, if someone told you to go buy something, you wouldn't have bought it. If there was a rave of, just one day everyone starts talking about the company Drew. Oh, did you hear that company Drew? There's more people today than there was 10 years ago that would rather say that's a shitty logo, that's a stupid name, and I'm not going to even consider what it is that they're selling. That's just the nature of people today. That's what people put work into marketing to do, is to sell a product. Speaking of which, so yeah, in my opinion, Hailey Bieber has made it part of her relationship with Justin Bieber as a marketing specialist or whatever. I don't know. I could be completely wrong, but there is an aspect here of staying relevant, and these accounts are doing that 100%. Seems like he genuinely needs much help as far as being successful, but at some point or another, we're turning to the whole aspect of this here. Selling something, but not only that, guys, I can't say this enough, it's pandering. You have to pander. If you want a successful company in today's world, you have to become a panderer online. So I do want to say that is my aspect of humanizing this person in the event that these accounts are being run by her. Okay, I'm not trying to make this video to be saying, oh my god, how could she? No, because I understand why. I think there's something to be said about looking at people objectively, and that's really the only reason I wanted to do this. I've seen these people I've seen these posts. I've seen this all from, in fact, I would argue that I grew up during a time where the fan accounts were on fire. And, this in one way or another is very much like that. It's just during a time where there's not the same type of culture that there was. It's kind of coming off as a true, manipulation, honestly. I already know he's an amazing dad to Jack Blues Bieber. See, I understand being a fan of someone. I understand having, a fan account as, maybe a hobby for you, if that brings you happiness. But, these are, archives, y'all. I remember this time, y'all. The time that I grew up was so effing emo. It's not even funny. People were completely unhinged about this whole thing. And the way that his fame honestly got got popular was because and that was literally like maybe 15, I want to say 15 years ago, when people were just, the young girls. There were definitely some crazies that really, really, really genuinely, like, I hope he had been kept safe, honestly, just based on how young he was and really how crazy. I was even noticing people like talking and acting about this person. Like, it was definitely very weird, and that's where the term Bieber fever came from, right there. So, but the way that the media was presented back then was not like this. It was a photo, one single shot. It was a commercial, maybe this, but it was not a full clip like this. So it's not like this person, if this is just a fan, is just able to search and find this. I don't think. Again, talk about his own son. Now he has his own son. His son isn't the one in the video. Just only talk is the real definition of lovers. So, all these pictures, it's like you kind of, whether or not you're a fan as a hobby or you're being paid to do this or you're doing it yourself, these pictures have been collected as either a complete obsessed fan or from places that I've never been exposed to. I'm never seeing this. Like, when was this posted? Like these pictures. And yet, here we are being told that this is just some fan going and searching Google. My God. Again, this is just an objective source. You guys know that I'm kind of playing up to the drama, but again, these people are my age. I know what the hell they're going through, and I feel bad for them. So I just wanted to do like an objective look at what all these crazy accusations were. I don't know. I'm not going to be a hater, and I'm absolutely not going to say that this person is sitting at home doing this, because that's me. Maybe that's me being forgiving to someone that doesn't deserve it. But I can't imagine anyone doing this, sitting at home doing this for themselves. But these accounts are actively being tagged to everyone involved. So it's not like they don't know. So maybe they are sending these people. Maybe they are sending these people, these accounts, pictures. But, again, here's some more aggression here. Like, it's seeming very personal. It was definitely a different time. Like, I can't imagine being like that freaking young and being exposed to as many people as he was. You're literally a kid. You're a child. So, last little bit, and then I'm going to move on. I absolutely would not be surprised to find out that this person's now wife, that's being kind of accused of being a stalker fan, really, has kind of marketed herself to these people, tagging this is just purely conspiracy, y'all. Seriously, like, do not go too deep into this. Because at that point, you could say to this person, hey, like, I've been a fan of yours for so long, like, let me take charge of your, staying relevant in 2025, or staying relevant in the future. Let me do that because I've been your fan from the beginning, and there, yes, is proof to that, right? Like, to kind of recover from a very juvenile love obsession as an adult. That would be kind of the smart move, is to say, oh, I'm just, I've been a fan of yours clearly, but, like, these are two consenting adults. Like, yeah, like, sorry. You hope that things aren't terrible for this person, these people behind the scenes. But to have my own family is
she's like, and you know, I mean, she has absolutely come off as manipulative. That's my check and balance of this entire looking over. And sadly, for people that end up realizing that they've started a relationship with someone that has manipulated them, you have to choose what it is that you're willing to be okay with. And sadly, that person has put themselves into that position to be judged by that person in that way. Like, that's very fair for someone in his position. And again, I don't know what has happened behind the doors. You never know what has happened behind the doors, guys. So we have all these photos, we have all these videos, we have every last bit of, she got a tattoo behind her ear that is the same one that Selena Gomez got. But you don't know what has been sacrificed by both people, and that's what I will always stand on. Because this is someone who very clearly does love him, and even though goes to great lengths, potentially goes to even greater lengths here with the potential of being a reminder that, hey, you have a family, you know, come and be with your family. You know, this weird type of manipulative stuff, regardless. And any real adult like him, at some point or another, would have been able to know that. So, yeah, sadly, when you've kind of had that kind of person in your life, at some point you would think that you would have realized that. And hey, maybe you have realized that after all this. I don't know. That's what kind of sucks. But this person is out getting ice cream, and see how I met him. Y'all, guys, come on now. Come on now, y'all. She didn't like that one. She's like, no. See, in one way or another, this is promoting this still to this day. You know, could have said it with this one, but no, that one did not get the like. Sadly. First love. You know, I mean, these two are absolutely romanticizing their connection. Don't get me wrong about that. See, I mean, this. And here you go again, more with the copying aggression. Like, what are you talking about? I don't think anyone ever did follow that trend. I didn't hear about that one, guys. That one was a flop. Oh, seems like it's a fan that doesn't get the likes. So. That trend did not end up picking up, everyone. See, I mean, photos like this, they're very self-serving. Yeah, they seem to be very, like, again, trying to promote some sort of something here. And in one way or another, that's totally fine. You know, I don't, again, here's the lip gloss picture. You know, like, you know, my general determination of this person has been that this person seems very much self-obsessed, and to the point of having copied somebody else and has actively been seen doing so. There is a general aura of creepiness around the way that she started obsessing about Justin Bieber, because some women do have a draw that motivates them, you know, when it comes to competition. And people that like this can seemingly be very willing to go to great lengths to win a fight that the other person didn't even know that you were fighting at all. And that's been, if, you know, again, if everything that's being said is true, that has been this person's strategy here, has to continue to be very much behind the scenes, manipulation central, all in the guise of family, you know. Hey, we have this child family, you know. When things got hard, it seemed to be the jump to family. And I don't know who did not tell her to do her roots on this day. That would be the one thing that I would tell Justin Bieber to hold against her, is that this hair on the wedding day, the roots, would be a big sign to me of symbolism. That's all I'm going to say about this. 100% did her hair and did not tell her just how much they should have just very quickly bleached those roots. That should have definitely happened. So, anyway. See here, they've been done. Guys, come on now. And I'm not even a hater, you guys. I'm just trying to point out what it is that I'm seeing. Right here with more verbal, what's that, like, signal calling here? Signal calling. 5 years. So this is on their 5-year anniversary. So
went and did up the roots. I mean, here we go again. Still kind of telling that what is in this person's ultimate messaging here. And I don't blame any of this. To be dating someone that's a celebrity would absolutely drive me absolutely crazy. So I'm not going to say anything about, I'm not going to judge this person in any way, shape, and form. But I think there is a general realization that this person should have that she did definitely overstep as a young, obsessed crush here. And there is an aspect here of like, sorry, so what's happening here is 5 years ago today, Haley was the one last lonely girl. Haley being the last one last lonely girl is my Roman Empire. So, again, more messaging, more envy draw, trying to garner envy here. Again, very much has been this person's messaging.
All right, time for another song for the 15-year-old superstar who's already sold over 2 million downloads. Without a doubt, he's one of 2009's biggest breakthrough artists. This time he's joined by another young star, Selena Gomez, singing One Less Lonely Girl. Here he is, Justin Bieber.
So there's one aspect here of where these people have, again, no one is going to agree with you when you point at them and say their relationship is a forgery. No one. And I think that these people have taken a great deal of abuse in the press as far as like what is, how really ultimately people have viewed them from the start. And that's Selena Gomez's last kiss goodbye right there. Is that ultimately the end of that relationship having been one where you ran off to go be with kind of just the next in line, the person that was standing there and jumping up and down, just waiting for you. Like, that does have a lot of pain attached to it. And so she kind of gets to step out of the situation and say, you know, ultimately the last thing I can do, the last thing that, you know, the last hurrah here after all this is just being able to look at the, you know, is ultimately just being able to look at this and to say, you know, it is a fair ounce of speculation to say this could have been just left off as a business relationship. Ultimately, you know, I mean, but if you have love for someone and you've grown to have love for them or whatever, and that person was your safe space during a difficult time, then that person also does deserve your care and consideration. So I've seen that this person has stayed in this relationship this long, 100%. I have seen that these two have chosen to be together despite all of the, like the rumors, the speculation. So yeah, I'm not looking at it anyway like. Something was going on there, y'all. She's supposed to boss about the Bieber's wedding. So there's been a lot of like kind of narcissistic manipulation here. Arrogant, signal calling. I mean, I'm not going to be doing that. I feel like I didn't really have to do that. But that's what happens. That's what happens when you're in a relationship. When you're insecure about the feelings for it. That's what I'm saying, guys. That's the last kiss of is to be able to say that you felt the need to do this at your own wedding. Till death do us part. How? I mean, unless there's like skulls and crossbones and you're both wearing black with deep eyeliner, you don't know why God's name you would do that on your favor. I mean, that's hardcore, y'all. That's a date with someone that you yourself question your feelings for you because of somebody else. It's not even questioning your feelings for you. It's always going to be for you because of somebody else. And that's how the ex that had to move on because of you. Realization that I was on their video. This all is a mess. And I would say that this is abuse no one deserves to have on their wedding day. This is abuse. And if this was not chosen by him to have, and if he did not know about this right here is my biggest sign to you, to this person. Look at yourself. That's all I can say. Look at yourself here. You have no one else to blame but yourself. That's all I have to say. This is a level of abuse. Oh my God, no. I feel that this is a very immature relationship. I don't think that this right here is normal in any way. I think that this is something where I would look at Justin Bieber and say, if you did not know about this, I would consider this an abuse. I would look at my partner differently here. And that's my final say, because that's the whole freaking point here, is to try and get some sort of, I don't know. Because this is someone who is very much not only in love with the past, but in love with the future. And you would hope that their attempt at creating more of a present, like having someone's child, was not done with malice, really. Because, I mean, here you have someone writing this out. What would you tell your 15-year-old self? Okay. I don't know. I would feel very uncomfortable if I were him, that so many of his present is a connection to a past that he, I don't know, if I were him, I'd be like, no, goodbye everyone, I'm out. That's what I would do. That's what I'll bring up as well. childhood so we could have ours. 6,240 likes, 1,900 saves, 218 shares. This is an attachment. Okay, again, I'm absolutely not judging this person or this couple. I'm not going to do it, y'all. I am not going to do that. I'm not going to sit here and judge these people. My opinion is that these people have probably helped each other in ways that clearly is not something that just anybody is going to know about. Okay. So, none of this makes sense to me, you guys. Here we go, there's that first comment. That one took me a minute to understand. So I think this person is like a impersonator, like actually was like doing, like trying to do maybe like pander during Fashion Week. And so, yeah, all of this is very much insider knowledge, you guys. Like, I'm not just on a random Tuesday knowing that someone that looks like Justin Bieber is riding the subway, you know what I mean? But I'm also not someone who would make a fan account like this. But again, this it just seems very much like marketing, and that's all I'm saying is that could be the connection that these two have now. Is that it's just kind of become like, hey, like look what I can do for you. Like I'll kind of keep you relevant. This is giving me depression vibes, you guys. Oh my god. Oh, well, that's a weird comment, you guys. So the caption is, "Thank you, Haley. We all say in unison." Again, it's kind of self-serving for Haley. It's kind of all following the same, look who showed up to save the day. So, I mean, I'm not saying that these people probably don't have a bond that has been one to help him in whatever ways, but it's giving codependent. And sometimes you have to decide whether you're really okay to look back and say, the past is okay. Like, the past is in the past. And if, sometimes you make your choices long enough to actually end up looking and saying, like, yeah, now you have a child with this person. I think that's where a lot of people are, like, kind of judging these people, these two. But that's still getting worn. Again, I'm not a celebrity. I have absolutely no idea what would cause anyone to wear something like that. And that's the saddest tragedy of it all, guys. If this person feels in any way that people are copying her, it's just nothing from the truth. It's furthest from the truth. Because I have seen so many of what she goes viral for, and I'm just wondering why. I don't think I've seen much that this person has ever worn and thought that it looked good. Literally mother, I mean, just is kind of like obsessed with herself, I would say. That's what that gives. Oh. And this is where it's kind of like maybe hitting ahead for these people, is because this post where it's actively trying to sell this person's vibe basically only has 300 views. 300 views. And that's the thing, it's building up an outfit that ultimately no one's raving over, sadly.
So she just kind of, I feel bad for her because she just kind of flops, and you can really tell how hard she really does try. But when you're someone that really has kind of been vindictive towards someone who really has treated you with kindness, people do take notice of that, right? I mean, people do. That's what's going on. It's like, really, Selena Gomez has come out multiple times to be nice to you, and really that's been it. And so when you see someone that's actively like thinking that they're hitting all the marks and that they're coming across in any way like, hey, nice plastic purse, and they really think that they're like trending and making these, it does kind of make you want to, say, no, that's just not what's coming across here. The people that are trending and the people that are making fashion decisions that people actually copy are not getting 300 likes when you have these, picturesque captions here. These types of celebrity things can reach in the 40,000 plus area. I don't mean to be bitchy about this. I really don't. And again, I want to say once and for all, these people are two consenting adults. These decisions have both been made. You, yourself, sir, said, I do. I mean, I'm a woman, so I know her. This song, guys, nothing's more haunting than that. If this is something that she's posting herself. But as a woman, this would have made me say, I don't walk my little ass out of that yard. I would have walked through the sticks. I would have walked through past all the bears and all the anything. I would have taken my shoes off, my nice dress shoes, even just to do it. You could have been coming across as, again, this is how people like that, allegedly, this is how people like that actually do function in their lives. This for them is doing little symbolistic things just to get their way is completely a very, very popular method. I'm sorry, I'm not saying anything that's out of the ordinary. If you don't know that, then you're probably evil being people that think that. These types of messages, this type of atmosphere, to be putting something like that instead of Mr. and Mrs. Bieber, anything else. I would have gone through, it does not matter what was in this forest. I would have walked out that way. That would have been the way I would have gone. Avoid all of the listening, I would have walked out that mountain. So, having someone that's going to be marketing you, because this is all very good marketing. I mean, again, this page, it can't just be a hobby page because of how much work has gone into this account. But it is very egocentric. It's very much about the ultimately the manipulation topics that have ultimately probably been used in the relationship. Like, this doesn't seem like it's come from an unbiased person. Spaghetti and ice cream. I'm not even going to go into this. I have no idea what's going on here. Reached 800 likes. I don't know what's happening. So yeah, I mean, there's very much knowledge that I don't think many people are tuning into, if I'm being honest, and I could be wrong. My judgment could be wrong. I mean, it's not like he's not a good artist, and it's not like he doesn't have a lot of fans, but it's this kind of constant knowing where they are at all times from these accounts that are just, I don't know. I don't know many people that are tuning in here with only 800 likes, 7 comments. And see, here's someone asking, where did you find the photo? Where are these pictures coming from? See, it's constantly perpetuating, oh, they're happy. That's really all it does. It doesn't say anything about, oh, they're fighting. Because there's been lots of those types of pictures. But, oh my God. No one's copying you. That's all I need. That's my only message to this person directly. Because, again, it's completely unbiased. I have nothing against you. These are hideous. Literal parents. Smile
Tyler J-Lee. Like, no one is really tuning into this J-Lee hype. My God, you wish this was you, huh? It's like, it's very much, it's always that kind of aggression. It's very weird. See, it's more aggression towards people talking shit, people, I mean, it's like a little, whoever's running these accounts seems to be little scrappers, like, again, this to me is like a collection of photos that you actually don't find from any other place other than these, these random accounts. And honestly, just speaking from tactics, because I'm married, so I look at things from a very, at least a standpoint of strategy. If you really wanted people to leave you alone in your life, here you are with someone that people are genuinely not interested in. You're a big pop star, your music sells, but as a relationship that's being marketed as part of your branding here, back in the day, couple posts used to get way more. They still get a lot more here. So, I mean, you want a private life, private family life, like that's been this person's messaging the entire time. That's been this person's interest in you basically the entire time. So, yeah, I mean, if this person has never, stepped out of the relationship or done you dirty, then really, like, how mad can you be at someone for being obsessed with you? So, you want that privacy? Yeah, they just don't ship this couple like they do other people. So maybe this is your time. Maybe this is your, your ability to, your opportunity to find that peace through whatever this has been. It's just played out very weirdly. Like, pulling up a receipt from, guys, come on up, 2013. That gives a whole other level of obsessive, guys, if this is actually this person's view. Ariana's Broadway should not have taken her nice little comment here, should not have taken this far. Like, this here is not evidence that you did not, that you were not interested in her. In fact, I would even argue that this, especially the fact that this has been pulled up in many different ways, even through just a very short amount of time that I've known her. I've seen this screenshot. I've seen a screenshot before. It doesn't matter. That doesn't say that you didn't. That doesn't say that you didn't completely agree. I mean, you saw it, you responded to it. So, and now you're referencing it years after. It's 2013. This is old Twitter, guys. This is Twitter 2013. But I would be, honestly, I'd be just running for the hills if I was this guy. That's all I'm gonna say. I don't know these people. I don't fucking know any of these people. But seriously, like, to be that young and to still have, I don't know. To me, you should be able to at least be happy with who you're with and to trust that they're not manipulating you. That's all I'm gonna say. Like, it doesn't mean that that's something that this person cares about. They know rumors have been around for a long time. approach to tonight. But I don't know. You should be able to know that you love your partner. So these little clips of whatever the hell, you know, again, if someone is using these to try and sell you their vision, again, I'm not this person. I don't know this person. I don't know what these people do on a day-to-day. You know, but you shouldn't have to feel, again, this is all hypothetical if these accounts are run by her. You should not, or him even, you should not have to feel that you have to be putting these clips together to feel like you, to get that dose of love in your relationship. Like, that should not have to be a regular occurrence. Because here you are again, reminding everyone that you are now parents. Reminding all 330 people. And this video is kind of telling to me just through the last little bit, just because there is this video.
Which of these sisters has Justin Bieber been with? Kendall? So many people talk trash about your family.
If it was all of the above.
It would be amazing. It would be awesome. We would know what you talk
That would be
about.
amazing, I know. We're thankful for Justin Bieber, you know.
Come, just fucking come. I'll order your car. Get your ass here. She's like, fine, fine. So we submit. Please. And we get to catch, we pull up, there's no one in there. We walk into the restaurant, it's empty, it's closed. So now we're like catch after hours. And we got escorted up to top floor, the room, there's a private room. We walk in, and I'm not joking, we get to this room, there's a table full of Kylie Jenner, Travis Scott, Justin Bieber, Hailey Bieber, Kim Kardashian, and then like, I think like, Chloe might have been there, or like, I don't know, some other Kardashian. Oh, Kendall was there, obviously, because Devin Booker. So it was a whole Suns basketball team in the Kardashians. Bieber. We gotta talk about him too. Oh yeah, we gotta go into that. But I'm not joking. And mind you, like, I'm fresh as hell to LA. I'm a shit my draws.
This was June 2022. It was in New York the night before her brand broke on. We're there maybe like 10 minutes, and then Haley walks out. So she's like in Nobu, and we're at the entrance of the building that Nobu is located inside of. So think of it like a mall. We're at the entrance of the mall, and she's at the entrance of the store. As she walks out, we're congratulating her on the launch of Bro that's happening tomorrow. She's been chatting with us for about like 5 or so minutes about the brand. We're asking all these questions. We're asking about the prices. We're asking about the products. And as the conversation comes to an end, at this point there's like 8 of us standing there. One of the 8 asks her for a picture. She says yes, and then everyone puts Instagram on. And I don't think I've ever posted the full clip, but I'm including it on here. But I'm the third person to get a picture with her. As I'm walking up, one of the staff from Nobu, which I in the past was our name since security. Either way, he's Nobu staff. He comes out of nowhere to stop me from taking a picture with Haley. And like that's when the battle starts. We're both pretty caught off guard because one, we have been chatting with her for this prior. I'm not the first person to take a picture with her, and our security guards been back the entire time. She tells him his hands on anyone, I take a picture, and then we're taking a picture, and then she leaves and we that's it. Now this all happened when there was like a Haley Bieber train going, so people in the comments like, oh, this is a PR stunt, like you're gonna be taking a picture, brand just dropped. I did not get any money. In fact, I didn't even get any free road. And that's the reason why I was videoing and not just taking a picture. This was June 2022. It was in New York the night before her brand.
Oh my god!
one might question if this has been a fight for them or some sort of issue behind the scenes on, hey, this video between you and your ex, where basically the media has pitted me against her, is circulating, and, I don't feel like you treat me like that, like, you never know if that's been a fight, and this was his kind of moment of, like, doing for her what he maybe thinks that she wanted him to do, if that was ever a topic of conversation. So, in that regard, we're watching someone basically get something that they wanted, and even though she looks happy, there's this kind of intense strain right here in this moment, and it seems like there was something that was very much so unsaid between the two. Here's that reaction. Like, it kind of seemed, it seemed stressful, and they moved past it, rather quickly. AKA off my Bieber. So again, come back to my ad here. 10.3. What is it, guys?
So this seems to be the originator of a lot of these old videos of this account, this Bizzle Batty.
That's the song thing. First off.
I don't know anything about any of these people. I really don't. All I can say is that
confidence. They just seem really like they're trying to basically say fuck everybody else. We're happy, we're doing good. Because at the end of the day, you're still posting videos where you're bullying, cyberbullying, and isolation, still off of bullying, and sitting to them. And like that's only this person's off in that foundation is that to keep pursuing you. I do this person. I don't know this person. I don't know this situation. But I'm just from the camera audience video, I do generally post raise hands. I just really like people and really trying to say, I know just my photo. What is this? You already guys have guys from basically the shows I use over time. We were chilling. Like he seems like very intense measures have been taken to remind this person that oh look, he has a strong history. He willing to kind of sacrifice everything for this foundation that this person built, and that kind of obviously like. So guys, nowadays like using situations like that essentially holding average. I still think you're doing skills. Honestly, all this sort of flashy crap is kind of trash and we'll say it's a series. It's a lot. Jelena was the celebrity name, so that's why the whole Jelena thing is honestly kind of cringy. They had a ton of fans. Like, people shipped this relationship. I shipped the relationship. I remember these pictures, guys. I mean, it was cute. Look at that, guys. Come on. And this right here is kind of where people are like, yeah, like, I don't know. I understand why fans really don't like Haley. Because they see her as this person that really did get between two people that really did love each other. It doesn't matter how young, again, if you're tying some sort of historical plot, Haley seems to be using the amount of time that they have known each other as some excuse for their relationship. Sadly, they knew each other first, actually. So that's her stake to claim. The girl who sneaks the guy away usually tends to forget that. When they use the history, it's like, so yeah, kind of sad. Oh, please. Guys, my heart is breaking. Okay, so again, just kind of like a testimony as to the types of people that that are lucky enough to experience the truth in what
so many people do feel they have to forge in their lives. Because here we have the very person who is basically accused of getting between people and being divisive, being manipulative, also being the same person that is kind of talking about themselves in a way that is like, family, we've been together for, we've known each other forever kind of thing. Like, the fact that that's something that you still really do find yourself having to like romanticize is kind of sad. Like, oh, look, he does smile with her kind of pose. Like, you should never have to feel like you have to like be that extra with your affections, Like, oh, like we do have fun together. It's like, and that is definitely an aspect of having so many people just watching your relationship too. So that's the thing. I'm not even saying that these people don't completely love each other. But if you want to be with someone that you have history with, like, yeah, I would probably go back to the person that actually made you, that the feelings were authentic, and it's not still having to talk about it like, oh yeah, well, everyone says. Ultimately, the biggest thing is that you chose someone who felt like that she wasn't deserving of love. Like you chose someone who bullies someone that you cared about so much at that point in your life. Like you chose that person. And that's what I keep saying about this entire thing. If you are calling someone else on your wedding day 25 times, they keep saying this 25 times, you would be stupid as the woman in that situation to answer that phone. That's all I'm saying about the situations that I've seen this poor girl be put through because you chose to be with the bully, right? You chose to keep the bully around. The manipulative, narcissistic bully, ultimately. And you chose to be that person's prize.
I accidentally laminated my brows too much. Taylor Swift.
Well, the news about celebrity sex Taylor Swift last out.
After the clip, this is a little silly. And I'm 30 and too old for this, so. I know for a fact that it was the right thing for them to close that door. They were not in a relationship at that time, but I know that it closed a chapter, and I think it was the best thing that could happen for him to move on and be engaged and get married and then move on with his life in that way.
I got married. I hit a little bit of an emotional breakdown because I thought marriage was going to fix all my problems. It was like, man, you're a bit of a hypocrite, man. Like, you want your wife to do something that you're not doing, and it's like, it's hard sometimes to look in the mirror and really have to, as man, maybe you're not the person that you necessarily thought that you were.
play stupid games, you win stupid prizes. That's the meaning of that thing. She would be a fucking idiot to answer the phone that day. Because guess what? You still married that girl, right? I mean, any self-respecting woman would let the phone ring and see what happened the next day. Because if you don't have the damn fucking independence, the growth to leave that marriage, to leave that day on your own, knowing that there's no one waiting for you, why should she be your next rebound, you know? Like, why would she, yeah, like, that showed a lot of maturity from her. And I think that she does deserve to feel like she was served up like she didn't matter. Because that's basically been every choice that he's made to be with Haley Baldwin has been an insult to her. So I definitely know the sting of this whole situation, because it just kind of seems like, you know, to have someone, to be with someone who is actively copying your ex and has very much so lied about what they knew about your relationship. And yeah, I mean, to have all these cases where such and such is bullying her is like, I mean, that's ridiculous. You know, but that's kind of been the, you know, just character analysis of spending my whole day watching these videos. That kind of seems very in line with who this Haley Baldwin seems to be. And this right here, y'all, I think if you go back, someone said when he made her his one less lonely girl.
Who's this guy? He's a joke. This guy's a chump.
early mornings of a Today Show taping. I'm pretty sure she didn't want to be there. Her dad dragged her to bed in the morning, and basically it was like, I think because she was raised Christian, and I think they found out that, like, I think it was an arranged marriage, I'm pretty sure. Looking back now, I'm like, it was definitely an arranged marriage. Like, they set this whole thing up. No, but since, like, she was raised Christian, she's like, oh, I'm going to, introduce you to Justin and his mom. They have similar values and believe the same thing. We think you guys would be good friends. It was definitely an arranged marriage. Which is like my little Barbie window. Because I had a really bad friend anytime.
That's even more setup for me right there. This photo. It's like when you are a celebrity, you are gonna have like some sort of sensationalism. To being a celebrity, that's what that is. You end up having sensationalized relationships, and people think that you're special just for being together, right? Like that's why you see videos where, ultimately she's kind of turned her entire brand into being your wife. Women do that, like men do that. It really doesn't change the fact that it has a lot to do with people that really do manipulate their way into situations. So the fact that this relationship has really had a big push from her to be this fantasized, love story is just kind of sad. Like the fact that that's what she wanted so deeply for this relationship to be. We're seeing all these clips. We're seeing all the negative things. Again, if these types of narcissistic, manipulative tactics have been used by her to keep this relationship going, all I'm going to say is that these things are very cringy, and they're really sad to see these types of clips. If this is a forgery, if this is fake accounts, because using those cute clips to try and romanticize yourself and try and keep someone from seeing the abuse, like, I don't know, it's just really sad, honestly, to think that could be because of manipulation. That's someone who really should have just maybe been on your PR team, social media team, made it that far into your life. I don't know what this is about. And again, like, using a child as some form of control, again, it's just so god awful. Like, I would just run for the freaking hills just off of the very possibility that that's what that person is doing. Okay, that's what honestly this is just making my victim sympathies exist even worse, because I feel like this person is lashing out and then is feeling bad for lashing out. And sadly, that's what happens with victims when they are pushed to a certain point where their anger starts to come out towards that person, especially someone who's constantly dodging accountability, like they're ghosting around. Victims tend to get very angry, where they finally are about to tear that person down and basically let them know that everything that they're doing is noticed. And it's that type of like angry lash outs that a lot of people do not understand, that like, even though it might seem unprovoked, like walking and smacking someone in the face, there's a lot behind that. And so to see this out of context versus reality, it's like, no, there's still context here. And you're showing them minutes later, after the person, the victim of it, has decided that they're going to keep, now be nice to that person because, I mean, I don't know. Y'all. So these have been allegations for such a long time. So this was when she was heckled at the, again, she's going places that really no one's caring that she's going. She definitely got into these high profile situations because she's latched onto him so wholeheartedly. Sadly, no, this person would not be walking the red carpet. That got messy, guys. And they deserve that as a couple, I think. Like, all the little cyberbullying that they were doing, like, in my opinion, these are two people that play the victim. She's like obsessed with holding this very ugly cake. This is like the epitome, guys, of money cannot buy taste. How many damn pictures have come out with this damn girl holding this cake? And it looks like the freaking cake in Sleeping Beauty. Like, who made this? What an unusual thing to be. Like, the amount that this, like, put it down. Why are there so many videos? Why are you carrying the cake? Like, she's obsessed with being the center of attention, and that's what I need to make very clear about what my little moment of, I guess maybe cyberstalking these people has shown me, is that this person is obsessed with being the center of attention. Where holding this cake, they were not gonna let that cake go. Because people, and it's the ugliest effing cake I've ever seen in my life. God. That means they have a table for her to put the cake down on, because they're nowhere near it.
Tend to another.
Had one original seating table vision, and then I showed him the photos of all of them, and he was like, yeah, actually, can we change this completely?
I mean, there was too many flowers on the table, and I told him to take off just the flowers.
I had this original idea to do flowers all over the table, like a little mini garden. He's like, people aren't going to be able to see each other across the table. You got to get rid of all of this.
Like, how are we supposed to eat with these flowers in my damn face?
I don't even care. Like, so not a bridezilla. Anyone who's working with me for this wedding will tell you this. We had one original.
sound is just terrible. So it's like, I'm not gonna sit here and act like it's comfortable to have your picture taken 1,000 times just because you're stepping outside. You know, to have a relationship with someone that ultimately has people that are pulling them in every which direction, like, I definitely sympathize. But if you've always been that same type of person, I would say that that person has every right to look at you from a different standpoint when it becomes clear to them.
It's not a convenience. There's such an opportunity for us all to lead and build to our society and our values. And that means really putting those purpose-driven, those non-finance guys in the same foundation, the same level of importance as the guys, and also having clarity about where you're able to step up and take that first step. For me personally is, when I think about purpose, it's not a convenience. There's such an opportunity for us all to lead and build to our society and our values. And that means really putting those purpose-driven, those non-finance guys in the same foundation, the same level of importance as the guys, and also having clarity about where you're able to step up and take that first step.
I don't know what that's about, yo. Period. Like, it's that aggression, you guys. Oh my god. Drake, you're gonna be jealous that someone went off to be with Drake over you.
To beautiful Brazilian Haley, her mother's Brazilian, they are a wonderful family. I'm so happy. He just got married to a beautiful Brazilian Haley.
It's like if you're using this kind of to make people jealous of you. But that's not always her fault. That's what I really hate the most, is when people are like, oh, he looks sad. It's because of her. It's who he's with. That's the cause. It's like, no. People are allowed to look sad. People are allowed to look bored. Like, this isn't, yeah, I hate when people act like people have to be each other's dancing monkey. It's like, this is not a dancing monkey. He can look bored. Like, no woman is a man's entertainer, joker, and if you're treating your relationship like you have to entertain,
I don't know where she is, but I know she's out there somewhere. I just want to say, baby, I love you so much. I'm so happy to be on this journey with you. You look absolute love of my whole existence. This next song is dedicated to you, wherever you are. My wife told me not to call her out tonight. But I'm going to.
if I were her, I would definitely be, or if I were him, I would be looking back on how things have been presented, how, you know, I mean, there's a certain point of sacrifice that you have to make, and you just need to realize after kind of seeing the reality of your situation, because I have no idea what that is. I feel like you have to kind of look at your situation from a very unique, you have to make those choices for yourself. But I have definitely seen that this relationship has been attempted by her to come across as like this
something that people want, and I think that she thinks that people like want to be her or whatever, and she really hasn't been successful on her own. You know, like she's been given these opportunities, but it really has not been, I don't know, it just really hasn't been something that has stuck for this person. People just don't really follow her, or I don't know. This relationship has been the only thing that has caused any bit of relevancy, because people just don't really take her seriously as a model. I don't think people take her seriously, period, especially after this crap.
Anytime I'm having a
When we were the first kiss of each other? The first time we kissed was we were in New York, and we had lunch dinner together. And we was hanging, and we went out to watch a movie. And we kissed.
Where? Was it good? Yeah, we did this.
When we were the first kiss of each other?
And again, that's the kind of thing that people like that thrive off of, is how time allows them to vary, to come up with other stories, period. So I'm not hating on this person, but I do know the type that she's being accused of being. And I know that people like that love to say, oh, you know, get over it, get over it, get over it. It was a long time ago. But at the same time, they're also the people that are so invested in using how much time they've known someone as a form of control. And again, it's the cherry on top for the ex, because she knew him even longer. So I don't know why they put her in a Dr. Evil coat for this video. This is Dr. Evil vibes. See, nothing that this person wears is setting trends. That's all I have to say. I don't mean to be a bitch about that, but this is giving Dr. Evil. And you're going to sit here and say, not the evil one. Okay. Okay. It's a video, I'm sorry. Like, oh, we've known each other so long. It's very juvenile, that argument, in my opinion. That right there makes me want to run away. It's like, it's important to have good and healthy people in your life and to keep them in your life, but it's just to sit around and tell that you've known them for a long time doesn't mean very good things as an abuser. That actually is more sad than anything.
And everybody around knows us personally who say the same thing. So I'm just like, at the end of the day, when there's rumors and there's, that's what I look at. That's all they're not like, is that true? Like, you know what? There's make that narrative go around, like, Justin is not nice to her.
I don't know what narrative that one was. They're saying she's being seen as happy. This is not happy. She looks like she's being crying. Yeah, no, she actually looks extremely sad.
Is not married. I think he trusts my vision.
She was involved in pretty much all of the decision making as far as like the wedding is concerned. I just basically showed up.
He tried the tapes. He helped pick out color schemes. He looked at all the vision boards and said, "This is cool."
No, I don't think she does, y'all. That's the sad thing. I don't think she does. I think these two were each other's karma.
Maybe.
No, let's not piss him off, hon. Let's not act naive.
See, that's sad. See, you guys, tell me this wasn't written by the very person who's trying to convince you of this. Listen to the lyrics.
That you would like.
Fresh and Selena Gomez. No one's known her that.
Who's your number 2 pick?
I think Selena Gomez is pretty. But I don't like her. I think she's cute. I think she's a cute.
And said that you're amazing. And I think you can watch it all while saying that.
He's so cute. Oh my gosh, he's got here at 16. I'm just saying.
I don't know how you have time to date Justin Bieber.
What? Oh, brother. He's little. No, he's like my little brother. That's weird.
It's a cute couple, I'm just saying.
Thanks.
Yeah,
I look bigger than him.
y'all are friends.
He's a dork. He is. He's so sweet. Every time we hang out, I love it.
She's one of my best friends.
You know what? He's the cutest, sweetest kid on the face of the planet. I feel like a cougar.
Was there a girl? Yeah, there was. What girl was it? Her name? Well, her name was Selena.
Selena Gomez?
Yeah.
Yeah. She just happened to be in the same gang you were at?
It was weird. You know, we were at a high school game and she came to it.
Wow. So you just ran into her there?
Yeah.
So y'all just happened to sit next to each other?
Yeah, it was the weirdest thing.
Yeah.
No, she's sweet. She's a sweetheart. Yeah. It's a good answer.
Justin Bieber, and he made his first late night appearance on With Us Tonight, and you guys are very close friends, correct?
You can't
I didn't lie to you. I didn't know. I would say that.
No. Well, no, you didn't blatantly lie. But I mean, the little brother is not someone you want to date. You don't want to date.
Well, no.
That would be weird. No, it would be wrong and weird in so many ways. I got you a little gift because I know that you're hard from Justin, and I don't want you to miss him too much. So, oh no. What? So you sleep at night.
The youngest man.
Cute. Yes. She's amazing.
And you tried to pull her up on stage too, but she didn't want to come.
No, I was just giving her my money.
And you have 2 of your favorite ladies by your side, huh?
Yeah, of course. My mom and my other special friend. And
Oh, that's cute.
Yeah, gonna show it?
sure.
This is you and Justin Bieber.
Oh, now come on.
Actually, his manager called my mom, who's my manager.
I heard he was your paper
But is
boy.
there, I mean, I don't know, are you dating or you're not dating?
He's been in my life for so long, and it's just nice to have someone that understands each other.
You know, we did mention Justin Bieber. You know, you've seen pictures of you. What's the deal going on? You're friends, you're more than friends, you hang out together.
It's just nice to have someone who understands each other.
Who in Hollywood are you a little bit obsessed with? What girl out there?
Beyonce.
Beyonce. She's a little old
That
for you,
hasn't changed.
but there's got to be somebody in Hollywood who's in your age group.
I know you're trying to get this answer out of me, but I think Selena Gomez is pretty.
Oh,
But I don't like her. I think she's cute. I think she's a cutie, but
That's what I needed to know.
So you
Okay,
need to
the answer is
I
Selena
don't
Gomez.
like her.
No, I understand. At your age, you're not allowed to like girls.
No, I do like girls.
No, I was the same way. I was afraid.
No, I don't. I'm not afraid. Seriously, I'm not.
Selena, nice to meet you. I'm Justin. You're very beautiful. Maybe we can go out sometime.
Are you more excited to see Beyonce perform?
I'm gonna say it's not that. I'm gonna see Beyonce too.
Thank you so much. Thank you for hanging out. Alright, James, what's going on right now?
Story.
my friend.
Your girlfriend, Selena.
She saw this dog and she fell in love with it. So.
Not have to hide and run away. It must be nice that you can be open about your relationship. But you're literally you're like me with a little baby Perry. You're kissing on her all the time. That's so sweet. That you're just crazy in love, aren't you?
She has very kissable cheeks.
The last time Jess was here, he said about you have the most kissable cheeks. And so I would like you to now compliment him. What is his favorite feature that you love about Justin? Good eyes. He has good eyes. He has really...
Has remained the same, and I have to say, because you are dating Selena Gomez, and she is one of our favorites. She is a wonderful girl. We love her.
Selena?
Yeah, Selena.
A little bit, but also she was saying on Ellen that she thought of me as her little brother, so that was kind of strange.
Ooh, that's scary. Do you feel creepy? When you were actually,
we can go back and forth about that.
when you were finally able to get to Selena and you wind up dating her, do you feel like you're on top of the world at that point? Like you've accomplished something great?
You know what, I just think of it, my life is very good right now, she's just another blessing.
Oh,
If Bieber dating or not, we need to know this. Help us out.
I think it's awesome that people are interested. I don't really understand why, but I love him. He's been in my life for a very long time.
I'm a believer. I have Bieber fever.
Out of the gate because it's the latest news.
That would probably be the most humiliating thing that's ever happened to me. Probably. Because we were watching it. I thought those were funny, and they were doing these little elderly couples, and it was so cute. And then all of a sudden we're both looking up.
Sometimes it's, we gotta take the back exits and do different things. But I never make her separate from me because I don't want her to ever feel like I'm ashamed of her. What did your guy, how did he feel about it?
Yeah, I love it. It's very sweet. So.
Did you get a ring? Is that a new ring there?
No, that was that's like almost a friendship ring. It's just for fun.
And that ring, is that a J?
Yeah.
From Justin?
Yeah, it's a gift.
Can I see it?
No, you'll see it in pictures. I get nervous.
In love?
Am I in love? I think so, yeah.
How do you go on a date with Justin Bieber? I mean, where can you go?
I don't know. We don't look at it like that. We just kind of do our own thing. Just go have fun.
And he said something, and I said something, and he said something, and I said something, and I made him cry.
Well, then that makes two of us. Oh, I'm single. Yeah.
You're fine.
I'm so good.
Good, yeah. The last time he was
not together anymore, and of course no one's just going to leave it alone. We have to ask you about it, but you're doing okay. We're concerned that you're happy and you want to be happy.
I am. I met Brad Pitt. I'm great. Because he and I have had such a history together, and I'll always care about him and protect him if anybody tries to.
It was written when I was in prison, but great.
I was
in a great place in my relationship. At that time, it's hard for me.
Now, is this a real?
She's a great woman. I love her to this day.
Do y'all still, y'all cordial, y'all talk, hello?
And I think we're going to be the greatest of friends. Right now, we're taking it.
That we're reading about. What don't we get about him, or what is it that he's not getting out there?
I'm going to sing for you guys as a cover. And I would listen to the song
or when I just didn't feel like I was doing the right thing or going down the right path. Because I have a dream, and I continue to live that dream every single day, and I work very hard.
What I feel though, like this is where I am in my life, and I don't think it's fair to be judged by. I went through a lot this year, and you know it's good.
Have you ever talked to Selena Gomez, discussed your feelings about paparazzi with her? Don't ask me about her again. Sir, move on to another. Have you ever? Don't ask me about her again. Don't ask me about her again. Have you ever? Don't ask me about her again. Don't ask me about her again.
I know that I have a lot of people that support me and love me, and I don't know, I don't want to let anyone down, so I try to be the best I can be.
What is your relationship like now with Justin?
I support him. I think I always will. I'm upset when he's upset. Happy when he's happy.
Do you think you're close?
I don't want anything ever to happen to him bad. It hurts me.
Talking about my
Boyfriend. I have a boyfriend? I don't know, do you? Ooh. Where? That's how I thought I'd set it up. To act like I know something.
I don't, but if you have any recommendations.
We drink wine and talk about the world.
Yes.
And
no, I've been dating. It's very
Are you dating?
Yeah.
So we started to talk about, you brought it up. Selena,
No, you brought it up in a...
no, I thought
It
you
wasn't about her.
So you said that 3 of the songs on this record are about Selena.
Well, I didn't really say that.
What do you mean? Sorry.
Sorry, a little bit.
And then the third one.
Mark my words.
Of this is inspired by Selena.
A lot of it, dude. A lot of it.
How many songs would you say?
Like 3.
3.
So now everyone's gonna be listening. Is this one about Selena? Is this one about
She was your first real love.
First real love, yeah.
Talked about living together.
Moved in with her at a young age. It was tough, and I love her, and I wanted to be awesome. But you know, it always sucks when you see someone you love with someone else. But I just want to be happy. Honestly, just want to love dearly, dude. And I'm never gonna stop loving her. I'm never gonna stop checking.
Bieber went tonight too. His first ever Grammy. We're very happy for him. I know, honestly, it's so cool. I like Skrillex and Diplo too. They're awesome.
They have such a cool energy amongst all of them to be able to create something like that.
This is my ex-girlfriend, so I kind of try to cover her face up with some shading, but
Take it out with me.
Is Selena Gomez fighting back at Justin Bieber with her latest Instagram picture?
I haven't seen it. Can I see it? I want to see that.
Yeah. He's
What
like,
is she trying to do to my heart right now?
Right. So so you guys can't escape from each other. She can't escape from you. You can't escape from her, right?
She loves me.
She loves you,
there
clearly.
will always be love there. It's like it's one of your first major loves. Like it's always going to be there.
No, I love her too.
Yeah.
Always.
Like the people
who's this guy?
badly.
Who's this guy? He's a joke. This guy's a chump. No, I guess he's pretty handsome, actually. I can't even lie.
She downgraded, right?
I do him for sure. Yeah. Nah, it's cool.
That's the first time you've seen it?
So not cool, man. So not cool. No. I just honestly, dude, I just wanted to be happy. I love her, and we're friends still. I think it was just we needed time to grow for ourselves, and we're like, maybe we'll come back together.